जय राम, जय जय राम ओम. श्री राम 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 जय राम, जय जय राम ओम.
श्री राम जय राम, जय जय राम. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Mo, Shri
जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम 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 श्री राम जय राम जय जय ओम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय 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 जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om to everybody.
Hari Om, Swamiji.
Hari Om, Hari Om.
Swamiji, I'm better.
You feel better?
She's feeling better.
Hari Om. What were we discussing on Saturday?
Letter in that.
What was that?
Everything is
Ego is a superimposed.
Eh?
Ego is a superimposed.
Ego is a superimposition on the reality. Ego, the individual superimposes on the reality.
Time and thoughts.
Time and thoughts, like one question when time is thought is.
Anyway, most important thing is sense of individuality.
About Kala also mention was made.
Yes,
Kala.
yeah.
That which relates to our daily life, that is, Papa is now giving us various opportunities to think about how the sense of individuality has come into being. So the more we think about it, we get intellectually convinced that but for him, we are not there. We are there only because of him. So he is becoming closer and closer to us. You gave us this body in the form of the seed. You provided everything for this body to develop into 200 odd organs. You provided everything through Mother Nature for its sustenance. Then you made, because of my prarabdha, I inherited my body, mind and intellect. And there also you provided me, you have been providing everything for my comfortable life. But all the while I have forgotten that you are the provider. Because I was not aware of your role in my life, I was assuming everything as I am the doer. I am the starting point. The present me and mine is the starting point. Behind or beyond that I was unable to think, to know. I was not aware. If at all you were coming to me, it comes only when I go to a temple, when I go to an ashram, when I go to the puja room, when I see the image of any figure, any form which I adore. But it stays only for a short time. I am not aware. So the moment we start pursuing to become aware of this reality, then only the spiritual journey starts. Because all these things I have been doing for decades now. Your nama, chanting your name, enjoying your bhajan, enjoying your scriptures, getting elated when I go and see a Mahatma. All those things are there, but I have not. I was thinking that I am on the spiritual journey, but now I realize I have not still started the spiritual journey. My real spiritual journey starts only when first I become aware of your presence within and my pursuit to make it a reality in my life. You are with me, you have been with me, which fact I did not know till then. Even if I have read, I did not. It was still a concept, still something other than me. Even when I say God, it is other than me. Because I was seeing you in deities. I was seeing you in Mahatmas. I was remembering you whenever I see an image or a photo. Whenever I go inside the puja room in my house. Bas. But it doesn't stay with me. 99.99% of my waking state is fully with me and mine only.
That means I have been unaware of him all the time.
Correct.
And sporadically, with his grace made it, I have known him.
Correct. This prayer, this reality, we place it. So now I have intellectually understood, 100% convinced that you have been with me, which fact I was not aware. Now my efforts is to not to know, but to become aware of your presence. Because even when I hear discourses, even when I go through these books, still it is a concept, means it's not a reality to me. I bring in my mind so many things, that's all. And thinking that I was on spiritual journey. But now I know the real spiritual journey has started just now, because the journey is to become aware of your presence. All other things have been removed now. That is what, in nutshell, that letter, in letters of Swami Ramdas, convey to us. Literature Swami Ramdas, one. Huh?
210. 210.
That is no,
Page alla,
because
letter number.
it is,
Letter number illa Swami. Some sentences are there.
Page number 171, letter number 210.
Swamiji, ego is
action in the world, action in the world without the least trace of Ahambhava is possible because the instrument is He, the power that works the instrument is He, the witness of the work is He, Bhagavan is He, Bhakta is He, Guru is He, Shishya is He wears various masks and plays in different ways. It is He everywhere, everything, everybody. How can His Prakriti stop work? Because in a particular individual, the Ahambhav has vanished. So even when in some, this sense of individuality is not there, the work continues of all these dualities, instrument, power of the works, power that works behind the instrument, witness, Bhagavan, Bhakta, Guru, Shishya, all these things, it goes on. No? Even if in somebody he has revealed fully. So he says, how can his Prakriti, his Svabhava, stop work? Because in a particular individual the Ahambhava has vanished. Forget not that the Lord is not only the non-doer, but also that He is the master of all the work in the universe. So this is the quintessence of spiritual culmination.
Swamiji,
Ah.
please, action in the world.
Action in the world without the least trace of Ahambhav is possible. It is possible for all of us. That's what Papa says. It is possible without the least trace of Ahambhav. Because the instrument is He. The power that works the instrument is He. The body is He. The life force behind the body is He. The witness of the work is He. Consciousness. No? Bhagavan is He, Bhakta is He. To somebody, He poses as the Lord. To somebody, He poses as the disciple. The Guru is He, the Shishya is He. He wears various masks and plays in various ways. It is He everywhere, everything, everybody. How can His Prakriti stop? How can His Prakriti stop work? Because in a particular individual, the Ahambhav has vanished. Forget not that the Lord is not only the non-doer, the witness, witness is non-doer, but also that He is the master of all work in the universe. He is the one who prompts us, who motivates us, who propels us to action. This is a beautiful para. Our real spiritual journey, we said.
Swamiji,
Huh?
we need to keep on, even this one letter of Papa, we keep on doing reading again and again, and bring it to mind, we will understand everything.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we say we are going here, we are going to this temple, that temple. Everything is designed by him.
Yeah.
Mahatmas.
Yeah. So initially, we are led to temples, deities, gurus. Don't think it is invalid. It is all relevant and valid. When I joined I did not go through that. In our time, it was not there. But now, for a person who has grown up, to him, what is that? Before a child is admitted to the first class, not first. Eh? Before that, play school. Before play school. So before whatever is taught to us at the play school, suppose now I sit and say, what is there? To us, it is nothing. But we have travelled through that class. Then the LKG, then the UKG, then the first standard, then up to the 10th standard, then the higher studies. Each one is relevant, no? You can't say that is secondary. Is it clear? We can never belittle the importance of any classes or any approach, because at that particular time, that is the only way through which we can be taught. And that is the foundation upon which we have built up. So whether it is play school, whether it is LKG, UKG, Montessori in a primary school, or then the upper primary, or in the secondary, each one is valid, each one is necessary, each one is having its own significance. So we will not belittle the importance of any of these. Deity worship, temple worship, ashram worship, guru worship, everything is valid. But it is a means to the end.
So if the negative actions also done without worship is also good, is it only?
Negative aspect is also, what are you telling, uncle?
Like if the negative actions are also done with the intention that he is doing it, becomes good, is it?
When we know that he is doing it, we will not use the word negative, no? We are using the word negative based upon our norms.
Yes. Our sense.
When we try to see that he is behind, how can then there is no negative.
Okay, sir.
At the moment it is negative for us, no doubt, because we have not raised ourselves. But we know that even in our own life, when love is predominant in our heart, we will not treat anything that is negative as labeled by somebody as negative.
Correct. Yes.
So we are today the clear-cut message Papa gives us is, how do we start the real spiritual journey? Now, so when I am chanting the name, Papa has given it in a simple way without all the lecture. We should know that we are chanting the name of one who is within us, who is making us to chant. If with this understanding when I chant, the spiritual journey has started. Otherwise, it has not still started. I am chanting the name of one who is within me, who is making me to chant. That means he has become closer and closer and closer and closer and closer. Now there is only a thick curtain, a thin curtain. Thin curtain. Still the curtain is there, agreed. But from somewhere, from temple, from ashram, from books, from discipline, he has become, at that time, he was a distant entity for me. But now he has become closer and closer and closer and closer. and now to become one with Him. To know that He is with me. He has been with me. He is behind all that is considered as me and mine. My body, my mind, my intellect. So the real beginning of spiritual life. Action in the world without the least trace of Ahambhav. We will read the whole letter. Beloved Ram, the ego sense is nothing but a superimposition of individuality on the all-pervading, eternal, changeless spirit of our existence. The ego sense is nothing but a superimposition of individuality on the all-pervading, eternal, changeless spirit of our existence. Superimposition. Just like an idol chiseled out from a granite rock or from a marble. In that we superimpose the deity, no? Through Vedic chantings, Vedic rites and rituals, we are superimposing. There is a science behind everything. Based upon that science, the sculptor is given instructions to carve out a particular form of the deity on a raw granite rock. And when it is brought out, it is subjected to go through certain rites and rituals and certain Vedic forms, and by that we are superimposing on our behalf. The Tantri superimposes the indwelling and all-pervading reality on that particular Vigraha. And when it is thus sanctified and installed, we call that place a temple, and we go there, we are not seeing as a piece of granite stone or an art of work of a sculptor, but we see in our mind, he has created that feeling that he is there in that form. This is what is called superimposition, not a negative thing, positive thing. Similarly, Papa here says, when somebody asked him when they came to ashram, that there is no idol here. Though we are chanting Ram Nam, they thought there is no idol of Lord Ramchandramurti here. Papa immediately said, all are moving temples. All are Ram moving in this. So when we said that, we couldn't understand. Now it is clear now. The ego sense is nothing but a superimposition of individuality on the all-pervading, eternal, changeless spirit of our existence. The ego is born of ignorance. When ignorance is destroyed, of course, by knowledge, the existence of the ego is realized to be a myth. The ego is dissolved just as the mist before the rising sun. That means the ego was preventing me from recognizing. The ego was preventing me from recognizing the reality behind. So the moment by knowledge is very important, by jnana. When ignorance is destroyed, of course, by knowledge, the existence of the ego is realized to be a myth. The ego is dissolved just as the mist before the rising sun. It is not possible through external science to know if a man is a Siddha or a baddha. Because in all outward appearances and mode of life, both may seem to be alike. The difference lies only in their internal states. While one lives and performs all action without attachment, which is the cause of reaction and bondage, and ever remains calm, fixed in the eternal, the other is caught in the tangle of karma and is driven to it by the insatiable desires that have possessed his mind. And then he says, action in the world without the least trace of Ahambhav is possible because the instrument is he, the power that works the instrument is he, the witness of the work is he, Bhagavan is he, Bhakta is he, Guru is he, Shishya is he wears various masks and plays in various ways. It is he everywhere. Because in a particular, he is everywhere, everybody, everything. How can his Prakriti stop work? Because in a particular individual, the Ahambhav has vanished. Forget not that the Lord is not only the non-doer, but also that he is the master of all work in the universe. When Jivan Muktas work in the world for Loka Sangraha, they do so without the least abhiman, that they are the doers of anything. Their actions have the same spontaneity as the play of a child, as the radiation of heat from the fire, as the issuing of light from the sun, or as the emission of fragrance from the flower. So they have no object for their actions. Their life becomes merely a playful expression of the eternal joy in which they are absorbed. Hence it is that success or failure, gain or loss, does not disturb their internal equilibrium, poise or peace. This is how that word, the letter closes. This was replied in on 4th September 1931. 15th May 1931, this ashram was opened. May, this is in September. What a level of clarity, you know? So, in the book Sadhaka and Sadhana, where are we now? Dedicating actually, yeah. Go within actually. So, sixth chapter we are going. Surrendering everything, including the sadhana, to God. Normally, every sadhaka thinks that progress in the sadhaka can be had with the triune path. But later on, experience teaches that this is not possible by sadhana alone. Only by totally surrendering to the divine, who is the very base or support for sadhana, can the goal be achieved. Very important point for all of us. We have got the triune path, Nam Seva Dhyan. Unless and until we try to feel that the first one, no, where we start this, that he is behind everything. He should become nearer to me. Then only I will know that he is prompting me to take up the labeled sadhana. Just as he gives the priority to involve in so many other activities in others, he has also equally given the prompting to become aware of him. What is sadhana? To become aware of him. First within and then later without. So he is within us in the form of life, in the form of awareness, in the form of intelligence, with which only we exist as individual, but still to us God is separate, no? Kindly think about it. Normally every sadhaka thinks that progress in the sadhana can be had with the triune path. Nam Jan Seva. But later on, experience teaches that this is not possible by sadhana alone. That is, progress in the sadhana does not depend upon these three alone. Only by totally surrendering to the divine, who is the very base or support for sadhana, can the goal be achieved. Self-surrender means to surrender oneself to the divine will. That means even these words are coming because he willed it. We are chanting the name because he willed it. Because he is making us to chant. If we realize that the I sense is utterly false, and it is God's will and power alone that is responsible for all movements and changes taking place in the entire universe, then we know what self-surrender is. If we realize that the I sense is utterly false, and that it is God's will and power alone that is responsible for all movements and changes taking place in the entire universe, then we know what self-surrender is. This state of consciousness can dawn in us only when God thought runs in the mind in a ceaseless and continuous stream. So constant remembrance and meditation of God automatically leads to self-surrender. Constant remembrance and meditation of God. What comes in the way of one's achieving it is the ego sense. Therefore, ours is to surrender our little I to the cosmic I, relative life to the absolute life. In other words, we have to stand on the ashes of our own cremated ego. Surrender is not a verbal assertion. It is not a mental acceptance, but a state of consciousness. I exist because he exists. That means I have no independent role. I have a role, but not an independent role. The fan is working. There are so many parts in it. Each one has a role. But when the power is passed through, then everything gets activated. But none of the part can assert that I am responsible. No doubt, it has got a role. The blade, the armature, the pipe, the screws and nuts, everything has a role, but it has no independent role. Only when the electric power passes through it, it gets activated. Similarly, the sense of individuality has a role. This is very important, because when we say individual will, there is no individual will, many people have this doubt, If that means sitting quiet, no. Only thing is, you have no independent role. Absolute independent role, no. You have a role to perform, but activated by the Lord. That is why somebody we say as Guru, Mahatma, guide, scientist. In them the splendor is more revealed. In any field, all the discoveries, inventions, innovations, everything have come because the spark has ignited that train of thought in that individual. If the individual takes full credit of it, he has a role, no doubt. But when only the life force is there, the God dimension is there, he brings out those things in the form of life force, in the form of awareness, in the form of intelligence. Please think about it. So the individual has a role, but not an independent role. What comes in the way of one's achieving it is the ego sense. Therefore, ours is to surrender our little I to the cosmic I, relative life to the absolute life. In other words, we have to stand on the ashes of our cremated ego. Surrender is not a verbal assertion, it is not a mental acceptance, but a state of consciousness. Presently, the sense of individuality is arrogating within us, saying, I am doing, I am this, I am that, etc. We do not realize that we exist because of the life, God within us. If the life is not there, the sense of individuality will not exist even for a second. Life is the expression of the Atman. Though seemingly two, they are one. In the state of surrender, the body becomes a willing instrument. The mind is enlightened with a divine radiance, and the soul unites and identifies with the Supreme Spirit. The body becomes a willing instrument. The mind is enlightened with the divine radiance. The soul unites and identifies with the Supreme Spirit. So now we know that this state we will become aware only when we constantly remember, we constantly bring the dimension along with whatever we are doing. Not that remembrance is separated from any action. Please think about it. Whatever we do now is coming from Him. So, not remembering the action. We have to just feel, it is that power that makes us to talk now. The power that makes us to look now. It is that power that makes us to hear this voice.
Swamiji, Papa's prayer, Papa சொல்றார், make me ever feel thy constant fellowship. அதை திருப்பி திருப்பி நம்ம மனசுல கொண்டு வந்துட்டே இருக்கணும். அப்போ கொண்டு வரச்சு கூட நம்ம நிறைய கொண்டு வரேன் சுவாமிஜி, ஆனா கூட அப்பப்போ ஸ்லிப்பு அங்கங்க எங்க விழறேன்னு தெரியல.
Correct. We'll keep on trying.
வயசான ஆயிட்டு இருக்கு, ரொம்ப மனசுக்கு ரொம்ப இதுவா இருக்கு.
Make me aware of your constant fellowship, இல்லையா?
சுவாமிஜி, அதுதான் ஞாபகம். எல்லா புகழும் இறைவனுக்கு. Swamiji, for a few days, to keep on hammering this in our head.
Keep on hammering this for a few days.
Now from a distance is...
In our daily prayer, we say, make me aware of your presence.
Make me aware. Now every word in the universal prayer gives us clearer meaning.
It's a pregnant meaning.
Not a literal meaning,
yes.
Something more than that. Make me aware of your constant fellowship.
நிறைய காமிக்கிறார் சுவாமிஜி. In household itself, we forget and he makes us enter into the room and complete our whatever வயசானத்துல கேஸ் கூட ஆஃப் பண்ண மறந்துடுவோம். So he makes us somehow go to the kitchen and make us, it is not safe, no. He makes me go to the kitchen and do that and complete the job. Whether I don't know whether to share this or not, but sometimes we do forget something.
And the forgetting is also done by him, varname.
அதெல்லாம் certain things are
தப்பில்லை அல்ல, மறக்கிறது தப்பில்லை, மறவி நீந்தான் வரணுமே. மத்த ஸ்மிருதிஞானம் அபோகனம் அபோகனம் சொல்லியிருக்காரு. அப்போ மறக்க வச்சது நீ தானே, அப்போ எனக்கு ஒன்றும் இல்லையா, உன்னோடு தானே பொறுப்பு. அதாக ரியல் சரண்டர். கரெக்ட், இக்னரன்ஸும் அவர் கொடுத்தது தான். அதனால தான் நேற்றுக்கு சொன்னோம் இல்லையா, முந்தானட்டிக்கு அநாதி அவித்யா அனிர்வாச்சிய. பகவான் எப்படி அநாதியோ அது மாதிரி இந்த இக்னரன்ஸும் இஸ் ஆல்சோ அநாதி. எல்லாருக்கும் ஓ
நிறைய விஷயத்துல மறதி ரொம்ப நல்லது சுவாமி.
அப்பதான் நிறைய பேர் நம்மளால forgive பண்ண முடியும்.
யா யா அதெல்லாம் பகவான் தந்தது தானே.
Forgiveness வரணும்னாவே நம்மளுக்கு
ஆமாம். சுஜாசங்கதி ச மலாபாவபாக வியாவா மேக் மீ எவர் ஃபீல் தை கான்ஸ்டன்ட் ஃபெலோஷிப். வண்டர்ஃபுல். இப்போ கொஞ்சம் கூடி கிளியராக இருந்தது. சுஜாசங்கதி ச மலாபாவ வியாவா துவாம்சி மலா மார்கஹி தாக்கவா மே மை லைஃப் பி கைடட் அண்ட் கண்ட்ரோல்டு பை தி துஜே நித்ய சாநித்ய மத்சங்கதீதம் மதீயாந்தரீம் சர்வதாயி சபோந்தி. Thy presence be ever with me, in me, everywhere around me. Pa. Tuja sangati cha malabhava vyava tuvamchi mala margahi dakhavhava tuji nitya sannidya matsangatiti madiyantarim sarvadayi sabhom. Make me ever feel thy constant fellowship.
Swamiji, now I understand he is in me, I am in him.
Make me ever feel the constant fellowship. May my life be guided and controlled by thee. Thy presence be ever with me, in me, and everywhere around me. Oh, last but one adu. Tulaya chido manduni dasanitya prabho vaikahi prarthanatum adiya asajanuni nitya utkanda bhava tuja ani deva tujachi karava. I beg of thee, I prostrate before thee, hearken to this heartfelt prayer of mine. Make me thine and thine only, forever and ever. Oh, this is the last but one sloga. Make me ever feel thy constant fellowship. May my life be guided and controlled by thee. Thy presence be ever with me, in me, and everywhere around me. I beg of thee, I prostrate before thee, hearken to this heartfelt prayer of mine, and make me thine and thine only, forever and ever.
Swamiji, grace, he is showering his grace, Swamiji. அது நல்லா தெரியுது. அண்ணாக்கா இன்னும் நிறைய we have to elevate ourselves in the spiritual path. திருப்பி assimilate பண்ணணும். மனனா நிதித்தியாசனா is very எனக்கு வேணும். அதுக்கு தான் அவர்கிட்ட ப்ரே பண்ணிக்கணும்.
ഇത് തിയറി എല്ലാം നമുക്ക് പ്രൂവ് ആകുന്നത് ഇപ്പോൾ. ബിക്കോസ് എല്ലാം വേണം, വ്യവഹാരത്തിൽ എല്ലാം വേണം. ஆனால் அவரை வேணாம்னு சொல்லிட்டு போகிறது எல்லாம் வந்துகிறது ஆனந்தாஷ்டம் இல்லையே இப்போ ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள். அதனால தான் நம்ம தனியாக ஒன்றும் கேட்க வேண்டாம். Papa is proving through Anandashram. No? When we try to become aware that he is the great provider and I should only know him, I should only become aware of this truth, he provides us whatever is needed for us. 93 years of ashram existence is a proof for all of us. He doesn't give any sankalpa. If at all he gives any sankalpa, mysteriously he brings about all those things that are necessary to make the sankalpa a reality. We all remember in 1903, when the prompting came to take up that housing project in Gujarat. When the news came at 7:30 or 8 o'clock in the night that there was an earthquake in Gujarat, and somebody came and reported to us, because we don't have any radio. So at that time, Swamiji used to go to Bhajan Hall at 9 o'clock, 8:45, 9 o'clock, before the Arati. So we all used to accompany him. So somebody gave us this news, we passed it on to Swamiji. Immediately the thought came, Swamiji, previously whenever we had heard in Latur, Maharashtra, when it was there, we sent some money. And there was a report that the agency has not done it. Some controversy was there. So spontaneously keeping that in mind, a suggestion was made to Swamiji, Swamiji, we will construct 10 houses directly and give to them. Immediately Swamiji looked at why limit to 10, 20. So then the process started, from there, from 10. So the process, becoming aware of the earthquake damage, then 10 by 20. Then we contacted so many, Miraben, and to find out from government where has this taken place, what is the quantum of damage, this and that, so many things. Nobody was able to give any clear-cut details. Then finally Miraben informed us that it is near the Isra, near Morbi. And then she was trying to collect. No. Then we told her, don't depend upon the government, you search in your own way. And Miraben located this particular place where it has been completely damaged. She informed us, then we went to Ahmedabad. From there, all of us went to this particular place. We had to catch another train. And then Pinakinbai, Miraben, Mani, all of us, from Bombay we went. And we saw people sitting in the midst of debris. Somewhere they are in a position to bring that gas and everything, they cook, but no shelter. Everywhere dust. The building has been completely demolished. Pitiable sight. Then the prompting comes that we will take up. So we asked how many houses have been damaged. You know the number? 150. In an unknown place, far off from ashram. 150 houses. We called them for a discussion in Ahmedabad. In Miraben's house, Niranjan Bhai was also brought. And then the chief man of that village, whose house has also been damaged. So we told him, you will somehow get place from the government. And then how do we proceed? We had a lot of discussion. What they will do, what we will do. Everything was settled. We came back. Then the land was allotted to them. 150 places, their title deed, individual plan, it was sanctioned by the local authority. They all opened an independent blank account in State Bank of India. Just imagine. Then a 3-tier verification, one structural engineer was put there on the field. Money and the architect will go every 15 days from Bombay. They will evaluate. And finally, Miraben has to deliver the final go-ahead signal. And when she says this much of money is required, then from here the money will be sent through bank. Not a pi was mobilized. Ultimately, it came to, in 2003, the total cost nearly touched 1 crore. In 1 year, all these things were finished. On Akshaya Tritiya day in 2002 or 3? 2002. We performed the Bhumi Puja. On 2003 Akshaya Tritiya day, we handed over the 150 houses. Just imagine. No mobilization of funds, nothing. Everything, when we don't plan, when he gives us a prompting, when he gives us the inclination to respond to that sankalpa, everything beautifully gets arranged. We are sitting in Anandashram, na? Kanjangad. Where is Kanjangad and where is that place in Gujarat? Absolutely, we have nothing to connect ourselves. These are all proofs, Anandashram is the very proof.
It's also done in Dahanu, Swami.
Also in Dahanu. Dahanu also. Oh, Dahanu also. Like that. So now when we look back, we understand all these things are not theories. Through Anandashram, Papa is making us aware of this truth. God arranges all things in His own way at the time He appoints. It is not merely a theory, but it is a fact, it's a truth. More about it tomorrow. Hari Om. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri 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 Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om.
Hari Om, Hari Om.
Pranam, Pranam, Pranam.
Namaskaram, sir.
Namaskaram, Namaskaram. Appa.